It's why my kids get mad, because I'm be telling them, like, yo, I'm gonna live.
Right.
I'm like, y'all want me to die and not enjoy life. I'm gonna enjoy life and do certain.
Right.
No, Dad, but you can't do that. I'm like, guys, stop me.
The hip-hop world was just hit with the shocking news that Irv Gotti is dead. The music mogul who built Murder Inc. and ruled the early 2000s with Ja Rule and Ashanti is suddenly gone. Fans are devastated, but the internet is already buzzing with theories. Was it health-related, or is there something more sinister at play? Before we jump into the speculations, let's start with the official details. What exactly happened to Irv Gotti? News about the demise of Irv Gotti spread like wildfire, shocking fans, celebrities, and the hip-hop community as well. These tributes poured in, most of whom remembered him as a pioneer who revolutionized the rap industry. But while condolences flooded social media, whispers of suspicion grew in volume. They weren't buying the official storyline for some of them.
All right. You know, my diabetes, my number's been high, so they just wanted me to. He's like, Dad, you can't do drink champs. What it does is it starts deteriorating your body.
All right.
So.
And you good? Like you got it under control?
No.
Oh wow.
When my number gets too high, shot.
All right.
I told you, if you eat something and it tastes good, it's better.
Even too much fruit is sugar, depending on how the level of diabetes.
Death purportedly suffered in the family context by Irv Gotti was diabetes, the disease he struggled with for several years. He once in his life confessed to working with the management of insulin, at times skipping doses. His health had been deteriorating. He suffered a stroke back in August 2024, and he was seen strolling with a cane. Those close to him, however, say that he usually went in and out of hospital boundaries, but none of them would have expected this. However, some fans aren't convinced. They believe there's more to the story. Why? Because Irv Gotti wasn't just a music executive. He had powerful enemies, and just before his passing, he was embroiled in major controversies. Could stress, ongoing feuds, or something even darker have contributed to his sudden death? Things are about to get even more complicated. 50 Cent, Diddy, and old rivalries. Whenever a prominent figure in hip-hop dies suddenly, rumors and conspiracy theories abound. It is no different when it comes to Irv Gotti. Fans have been scouring his past feuds, business dealings, and personal struggles to figure out whether or not there was more to the story. He was not just a producer, he was a power player in the rap industry. He built Murder Inc., had ties with some of the biggest rappers, and wasn't afraid to call people out. And that made him enemies. Irv Gotti was facing litigation and backlash in the public eye in the few months leading up to his demise. Some people regard the pressures as overwhelming and a cause of health decline, while others attribute it to conspiracy. Some fans noticed a recurring pattern in hip-hop. Strong figures either voluntarily surrender or are wasted. Suge Knight, Diddy's recent junk troubles, and now Irv Gotti. It isn't asking too much to put on a few questioning caps on what's going on in the back.
You know, when someone is consistently saying to you, you ain't it, you're not even loyal, you know, I made you, I made the world want to you, you know what I'm saying? He would say, you know, he would say, you know, you want to you because I made you look like that. I made, in those exact words.
Regarding unending rivalries, this is one such rivalry as the feud with 50 Cent, which was never even resolved in its proper course. Could it have played a part? Irv Gotti's beef with 50 Cent is one of the most intense feuds in hip-hop history. It was about more than just music. It was personal, violent, and very intense. It all started in the early 2000s when 50 Cent accused Murder Inc. of blackballing him from the industry. At the time, Murder Inc. was on top, and 50 Cent was just starting. But things escalated when 50 was stabbed in a recording studio. and he blamed Irv Gotti and his crew. From that moment on, 50 Cent made it his mission to destroy Murder Inc. He dropped diss tracks, exposed their business troubles, and laughed as the label crumbled under FBI investigations. Even years later, the bad blood never faded. 50 Cent constantly mocked Irv Gotti on social media, calling him broke, washed up, and irrelevant. Irv fired back, but it was clear. The two still hated each other. Now, with Irv Gotti's sudden passing, some fans are pointing fingers. Could this be just another coincidence? Or is there more going on behind the scenes? One thing is for sure, the truth is not simple. With further developments coming to light, the story will surely take more convoluted turns. All eyes turn to one man after the unexpected death of Irv Gotti, 50 Cent. Theirs was a duel that lasted for decades and became probably one of the most bitter rivalries in the history of hip-hop. And of course, fans waited for 50 Cent's reaction after the news spread. True to his character, he made his feelings known. While other artists were either expressing their condolences or deciding not to say anything, the one artist who always kept the drama alive was 50 Cent. Within hours of the announcement, 50 Cent sent a cryptic post on social media. He laughed off the news according to some reports, while others claimed he dropped a sarcastic response, yet it was clear there was no love lost. This wasn't shocking. Over the years, 50 Cent had berated Irv Gotti on several occasions. Whether it was for the downfall of Murder Inc., Irv's money problems, or failed projects, he always took a shot at Irv. And on this occasion, 50 Cent used Irv Gotti's death to keep the same energy. Unsurprisingly, the internet exploded after the 50's response. Some fans defended him, saying, "They were enemies until the end. Why would he pretend to care?" Irv would have done the same thing if the roles were reversed. But others thought 50 took it too far, saying, "At some point, you have to let it go. Even if you hated him, you don't have to celebrate his death." This led to a bigger debate. Is there ever a point where beef should end? While 50 Cent was making headlines, other artists paid their respects to Irv Gotti. Even those who had problems with him in the past chose to stay respectful. Some insiders also hinted that 50 Cent's reaction might backfire. They believe it could damage his reputation, making him look more obsessed than victorious. But given the precedent, 50 Cent is not bothered by people's opinions. The question is, will this ever be put to rest, or will it follow hip-hop to the grave? The news of Irv Gotti's passing had some fans connecting him to Diddy, who is similarly facing legal troubles. The links can't be directly verified, but speculation has been rampant. For years, Diddy and Irv Gotti were two of the giants of the music industry. Both had built huge empires, nurtured some successful hip-hop artists, and attracted the law itself. Irv Gotti's label, Murder Inc., produced some of the hits in hip-hop for Ja Rule, Ashanti, and more. These were the labels that ruled the roost. But the early 2000s saw the label being accused of underworld ties, triggering a heavy federal investigation. Irv and his brother fought the case and won, but by then, the damage was done. The reputation of Murder Inc. was ruined. They have never quite recovered. Meanwhile, Diddy has been facing multiple lawsuits and federal raids. Some feel that with Diddy's Law matters making headlines, Irv Gotti's death cannot be just a coincidence. A few theories have surfaced online suggesting Irv knew something about Diddy's situation. There were hidden business deals between the two. His passing could be linked to something bigger happening in the industry. Of course, there's no concrete evidence to support these claims, but that hasn't stopped social media from running with the speculation. With so many unanswered questions, the public has been left wondering, was Irv Gotti's death just from natural causes, or is there more to the story? While some believe the official reports, others aren't convinced. Online forums, podcasts, and YouTube videos have been flooded with discussions about the timing of his death, the possible connections to ongoing legal cases, whether 50 Cent's reaction reveals something deeper. Do you think that the hip-hop industry is all about petty rivalries, backstabbing, and power plays? Some insiders say that we will never know what happened behind the scenes. Despite the controversies surrounding Irv Gotti, some artists and producers still paid homage to him for his contributions to hip-hop and the shaping of its industry. Some of the people who had clashes with him did pay tribute to this impact as well, but surely the more that information comes out, the more that we see that this story is far from over. So, what do you think? Was Irv Gotti's death just another tragic loss? Or is there something bigger being hidden? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the biggest stories in entertainment.